Eh. Oof. Woof. Hello, whoever is actually here. I'm ready to. I'm ready to eat. Actually, I'm gonna present it. Present the thing. Oh, I have to make the blanket more blanketable. Blanket statement. Hold on. Oops. Whoop whoop. Ugh. Now I am complete. Whew. Sort of. Let's see. Let us see who's here, who's not. Hello, Red Ruse. Now's outfit, it's just a shirt and pants. Thank you. It's a white brandless shirt. Yes, this blanket, this green blanket, made this statement. Yeah, nice. A cozy outfit for a cozy stream, hopefully. So I'm gonna show you the potato things. Look, this is it. That's it. It's store made. Oh, I almost spilled the sauce. But not quite. I managed not to spill it. But I almost did. The sauce is not as great. I don't. The sauce is not great, but you know what? It is what it is, as they say. This is how a individual thing looks like. So I put the sauce over here. The sauce is not amazing. There are better sauces out there, especially when you make them yourself. You know what? I'm not gonna whine and complain too much today. So I feel like I've been doing too much of that recently. Too much complaining. All of you, and by all of you I mean all two of you, probably have some big questions regarding the comic that I made today. Isn't that right? Don't you have some huge burning questions? I count for 4 people. You're right. In which case, there's. I mean, you're separate. I said 2 people, but I said 2 people on YouTube, so there are 6 people in this case. Logically speaking. I'm gonna add everyone on Discord because I have the power to do so. I'm gonna use it. And I'm gonna summon people to the stream. Come to stream. How are you? How are you today? I've been doing some cleaning. Dr. Johns asked me in the comments what my comment means. Oh, better? That's good. Bigger and better. Mute tab. Let's see. Oh, oh my god, still not started. I'm gonna be looking at a thing called Stormgate today. Have you heard of it? Have you heard of Stormgate? There's so many gates. I have trouble keeping up with all the gates that are happening all of the time. So now we're entering the Stormgate. Oh my gosh, the sauce really is not that great. We're gonna learn today. I've learned about it today as well. I'm eager to learn. I'm eager to learn about the Stormgate. I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna clue you in into the topic of Stormgate. You're gonna be educated by the end of this. Who knows? Maybe we'll even indulge in it a bit. I'm gonna hold on. I should make some preparations. I should come to the streams prepared. Speaking of which, a little bit of a restructuring to the streams is coming, in hopes of garnering some growth. What's it called? Ah, yeah. Oh my gosh. That is what we call dementia. Mixed. We'll see. We'll see. 10:56. I've checked. I've checked the thing that I needed to check, and now I'm ready to hit it off. A big fat segment on this whole Stormgate thing. I'm gonna be so excited, especially if you're big nerds like me, and you're gonna be super excited. You won't be able to even hide it, I bet. Should I get it? That's my question. How big is it? Hold on. I had to reinstall Final Fantasy 14 as well. Okay. How big is this? Oh, this game is very small. Interesting. Holy crap. I think I understand now. Oh my god. Alright. Hello, Greater Rain. If you rewind the VOD, you'll be able to see the potato pancakes because I've showed them. I mean, I can show some of it again. Hold on. Let me see if I'm showing. There you go. This is how this looks like. The sauce is not amazing. But it is what it is. You know? Oh, eggs. I see. You probably noticed. You've probably noticed. I bet you've noticed that today we're dealing with a little bit of a better lighting situation, right? Have you noticed? Nice. Have you noticed the lighting is much better? That's right. You can now see my face, which for some would be good, but for some it would be bad. Some would consider it an improvement, and some would consider it a downgrade, the fact that you can see my face better now. No, I didn't choose to be. Just had trouble with the light bulb. There's no free choice. True. Shall we wait for some more people before we begin segments? Shall I start with just a little talk with the audience, like about the dream that I had years ago? Or I could also talk about the the thing, the restructuring of the YouTube. The structuring of the YouTube. I should tell you about the restructuring of the YouTube. Because I thought that it could be a good idea to make each day's stream primarily focus on one specific topic, genre, sort of thing. What do you think? What do you think of that? I've already decided what Saturdays will be dedicated to. You'll see on Saturday. You'll see on the upcoming Saturday what will be. That's right. Hopefully it will lead to big growth. I do my best. Oh, Static is busy. So no go with that. That became a no go. Never materialized. So unless there's someone else for me to hang around with, no luck. No luck. And there's some brave soul that has the courage to hang around with me. I accept applications. I accept applications for hangers. I see. You really think so? Wow. I added everybody and nobody joined. Isn't that disappointing to see? Especially since I'm tackling the most important and interesting topic of all today. Stormgate. Stormgate. I'll be right back. I have dessert. I'll show you my dessert. It's the best dessert ever. Hello. Oh, you'll see what is Stormgate. Oren. Hello, Oren. Oren, why don't join you the page? Stormgate is a thing that I've discovered today. There's so many gates, and Stormgate is one of them. We're gonna dive in. We're gonna dive into the Stormgate. Movies, games. So, this is my dessert. The Kinder Chocolate. But anyway, I've been tapping a little bit into the old, forgotten, dare I say, some would say dead genre of games. The RTS. Many people consider the RTS to be basically dead as a genre. But we've been sort of dabbling into some RTS games lately. We've been dabbling into the Front Ost game, the World War II RTS, where you can go into first person perspective and third person perspective with individual units. It's a pretty good game. It's a pretty elaborate game with an inventory system. That game's mostly about prep though. A lot of it is prep, preparing for the enemy, having good preparation. It's a good game. It shows that maybe the RTS genre is not quite as dead as we all thought. But I've recently stumbled upon a VOD by a creator that I've not watched in a while, Day 9. I'm not sure if any of the viewers here are familiar with Day 9, a person that has been creating content for a very, very long time now. Has been part of the old StarCraft 2 scene. His brother, Tasteless, has been a commentator, a professional commentator for the professional StarCraft 2 scene. And Day 9 Daily would do streams about StarCraft 2. He would make them thematic depending on the day. The thing that I would mostly watch was the Newbie Tuesdays, on which he would explain for newbies how to play StarCraft 2 correctly. Those were the days. And also, yes, real-time strategy. Destiny is a person that sort of comes from that scene, so here you go. By exploring that lore, you're sort of exploring the deep lore of Destiny. So I stumbled upon a VOD by Day9, and he was playing a game. He was playing a game called Stormgate. I've never heard of Stormgate before. I've clicked on that video and I've seen Stormgate for the first time today. It's an RTS game because, you know, I did the whole thing about RTS games. And it seems to be a StarCraft 2 clone. A pretty new StarCraft 2 clone that I've never ever heard about. And we're gonna watch a video. We're gonna see. Maybe if we like what we see, we might try the game on stream. What do you say? We'll watch the video, we'll comment on the video, and if people decide they like what they see, then we'll try the game on stream. Deal. Dealio. So, let's go. Have here a video. Does Stormgate have any future? Top StarCraft 2 Pro opinion. Although, I don't know. I'm pretty sure all top StarCraft 2 pros were Korean, but I'm pretty sure the StarCraft scene in general has always been dominated by the Korean scene, but at least in Brood War that was the case. I'm not actually sure if that kept being the case in StarCraft 2, if Korean players kept dominating, but that's neither here nor there. We are here for this video that will tell us if this game is good or crap. So let's begin.
First reason is I'm not playing StarCraft today. And second reason, I won't really commentate much what is happening on the screen. In fact, I'm not even playing. This is just a recording that I got just to have some kind of background for the game and show off the game for you a little bit. Today I will just talk about Stormgate. I will tell what I think about the game, what my feelings are, what the future is for the game, what I like, what I don't like.
I have never heard of this game before. And it's also a free-to-play game. That is also worth noting. You can just click add to library and download it and play it. It's a completely free game.
And will I actually switch to Stormgate? And will I play Stormgate instead of StarCraft? So, as in any
this
good...
is not day 9, by the way. This is Skillless. This is not day 9. I talked about day 9, but this is not day 9.
Critique, I think it makes sense to start with positives. And after we'll talk about negatives and we'll cover some other topics.
This game looks so like StarCraft. It just feels... When I saw Day 9 play this today in a VOD, I honest to God thought that this was StarCraft 2 with a special skin on it. I thought this was just StarCraft 2, but I thought that there was a special mod that just put a different graphics on the game. Which is a thing in StarCraft 1, for example. So I thought that maybe this is just this. I thought this was like a gas, and that you had like minerals somewhere here, and that the graphics were just modified. But no, it's a whole separate game.
At the end of the video. So if you talk about positives, is the main positive is the game is very fresh. So there are a lot of things to explore. It comes to everything. It comes to mechanics, it comes to army composition, it comes to how do you want to macro, how do you want to micro your units. This is something that I really miss from StarCraft, because I can assure you that I have much more games played and watched in StarCraft than you. So at this point, I really want something new. I really want something fresh that I can...
Hey, if you want something new and fresh, then why play a StarCraft clone? Why not play Ostfront? Ostfront is very fresh and very different than StarCraft. Okay? Play Ostfront. There you go. That's also an RTS. That is very different than StarCraft. This just looks like StarCraft. Feels like StarCraft so much.
Look
It's a
at
pretty new game, actually.
I can think about. So it gives you a very cool feeling.
I
And
don't think so. No.
this is kind of similar thing, but still opposite. Still a bit different. Is that I really miss when the developer cares for the game, because as you all know, StarCraft.
Oh my gosh, Blizzard does not care. That is sad, but you know, it is what it is. Very sad. When people say, "Oh, I miss it when the developers actually care about their games." That is so depressing. It is so depressing, in fact, that I'm going to take this opportunity to take some hormones to make myself feel better. No, I haven't played many games. I must make it up on stream. I must make it up to you on stream by playing all the games that I have not played. Let's see if Final Fantasy is still installing. Alright, let's continue. Let's continue this video because we've gotten off track again, as we tend to. And by we, I mean me. You don't get off track. You're much better in this regard than me, certainly.
Didn't have any develop any patches developed by the game developer for like 4 years at this point, maybe 5 years. And Stormgate is the opposite. The game just got released to early access like 2 weeks ago.
Damn, this game is really new. We might as well play it, right? Oh, we'll see. We'll see. We'll watch the video. And actually, I will let you decide. You will decide via a poll. Or write it in the chat if you want to see it.
So, if you just recently got the patch, I believe a couple of days ago we got a patch that changed the gameplay drastically, and that's good. You can't imagine how good a feeling it is. Maybe if you don't play that much competitive modes, you don't really know that. But like for me personally, when I saw the patch, I was like, wow, okay, I can change this. I can change this. This is very interesting. This is also interesting. This is not good.
Play Front Ost. A very interesting RTS. Which maybe... I don't know if we're gonna play it today, but I definitely want to continue it. So we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna... The future is open. The future is bright. The future is full of promise. For everything. Well, not everything. There's actually very bad and sad and depressing things. But you know what? We're not gonna be focusing on those today. We'll do our best.
This gives you a lot of fuel to keep liking the game, and this is something that I really miss in StarCraft, because yes, we had some community-driven patches right lately, made by Balance Council and ESL, but they're not as drastic, right? Because pro players obviously will have.
I feel like creeping. This feels like Warcraft 3. So I guess I changed my mind. This feels like a combination of StarCraft 2 with Warcraft 3, I suppose. We'll see.
Much like whoever is responsible for that, right? They're always gonna have less creativity, and they will be very afraid to break the game, especially if the developer is like, you have to have a dedicated balance team, right? Or like dedicated person who does that. So this is a very, very big positive for me. And just the meta, figuring out everything is so interesting.
I wonder if you like level up units or something, what the point of this is, what the point of doing those creeps is. Maybe the person will like explain it in the video, otherwise I'll just have to try the game and see what the point of this is.
And I really think if you like StarCraft, if you ever played StarCraft, I really advise you to try out Stormgate at least a little bit. Go through the first like annoying things that we're going to talk about later.
All right.
And try to look at the essence of the game. I think the game essence is, and this is the third thing I want to talk about it, I think it's very good. I think the, first of all, game speed is very good. I like, it's a bit slower than StarCraft, but it's not slow. And there are objectives on the map that actually, okay, I don't know how to pronounce this word. They make sure that you're always gonna be on the map. That you always gonna
incentivize. I think incentivize is the thing that the person was going for. It incentivizes you to go explore the map. I think that's basically
fight for the creep camps on the map, and this creep gives you very significant bonuses. They give you speed, they give you heal, they give you energy regen, they give you vision, resources, everything in the world.
Wow.
And it actually makes gameplay very fun, because all the early game, it's never stale, it's never like some guy gonna sit.
It's such a new game and I've never heard of it. Of it being developed, I've missed it going live. I've just randomly learned about it today.
Back, like it always
I decided I might as well talk about it on stream.
Gonna be like back and forth, everyone gonna fight for the camps, they will contest the camps, they will kill the camps, get resources. So I think it makes the gameplay very fun.
Oh, I think I get it.
So yeah, economy is good. I think races are also decent. Like pretty much like all the races. Like maybe Celestial is a bit weird, but it's kind of like Protoss, I think, in a way. Like at least Protoss, when the game wasn't as stale, right? Like if you're talking about like Wings or Heart of the Swarm, like first two expansions of StarCraft, I think Celestial is very close to that, because Protoss was the cheesy race, you know, that would figure out some like insane Blinkalin that is unstoppable and will just play it every game, you know, instead of like playing like a proper macro like other races. So this is what Celestial feels to me.
Oh no.
But yeah, I think it's totally fine.
Race.
So the races are fine, good. The gameplay is good. Like all these core things are good, and that's what makes me enjoy the game a lot. And now let's move into negatives. What I actually don't like, what I hate about the game. And the first thing that I wanna talk about is actual balance. I think we don't want to expect. We don't expect a game to be perfect from the get-go, right? We don't expect it. Like, and we probably anticipate it being like, let's say 60-40, right? And this is totally fine. Once again, if two races play and they're 60-40, it's still fine, because the race that has smaller win rate, they're gonna be like, okay, I will adjust something, I will go for a better army comp, because the decisions are much bigger, right? Like in StarCraft, you usually figure out this like little tiny thing, and in Stormgate, you can figure out like the big thing in every single game, right? And this is something that you can outplay your opponents with. So even if the balance is awful, if it's 60-40, it's fine, it's playable. What I really hate, what really discourages me, if there is a strategy that has no counters and you just lose if the opponent plays this. And for example, in this playtest, there is a Vector Rush that is like this. For Vanguard at least, I don't know about Celestial, about Infernal, but for Vanguard, you can literally do nothing. And this is something when your opponent has 2 minions, it has 2 blink units that blink onto your main base, and both of the units you can build about against them. This unit has a bonus against them, so it just destroys everything, so you end up losing the whole map. You can't creep, you can't do anything. You have to sit on one base with bunkers, like there is literally no counter.
That is not good. That has to be fixed. That there are like uncounterable strategies.
And things like that really discourages me. I really hope it will get nerfed to Oblivion in the next patch, and they won't be present. So this is a problem for me with Stormgate. Second problem is general lack of polish. Like a lot of things are definitely placeholders, and while some things are just don't look good, so they don't give you right feeling, right? Like for example, the sensor drone for the Vanguard faction, right? There is a sensor drone. If you play the game, it's like a dog that you can send from it. The animation, the dog, it's the model of this. I don't know what it is even. It's just awful. Like I don't like how it looks. It really like, you know, it just, I think everything should just look decent, you know, like you should look at the thing and like, okay, it's fine. But when some things give you negative feelings like that, I don't like that. And
true.
So this is just
I don't like feeling
this
negative.
is just a theoretical thing, right? But
I don't like feeling negative feelings about things.
Some things are actually
True.
change the gameplay a little bit. For example, there is a shield animation for lancers, and I believe there is a top bar.
I don't know. I actually don't know. Better not speculate. Let's not be racist here, okay? This is a nice stream.
For Vanguard, and I believe that it looks almost identical. And I would imagine this is a placeholder as well that is used because there is no better asset ready yet. But it actually impacts the gameplay, right? Because you don't know which units are shielded and which units are actually just have the buff from the passive, right? So this really...
Yeah, we're gonna like stereotype that the French talk like this, those talk like that. We'll be being like racist or something, I bet. You know? Let's not. Let's throw away our shackles of racism.
Reduces the visual clarity that I want to have in RTS, and I think this is another point that has to...
I think a racist has left the stream. There were 7 people in the chat, and when I said let's not be racists, 1 person left. I was a racist in our midst.
Get a lot of work, and this is polish in terms of visual clarity. To Force Giant,
wow.
To give some props to Force Giant, I want to say that this is something that I think is getting improved over every single playtest. So I'm pretty sure it's not abandoned, but at this point, some things you can't really tell too clearly what's going on. Although in fights, I might say that I think most of the times in fights I understand what's happening, but if you...
Most of the time.
Especially for me as a YouTuber, like if you make a thumbnail with Stormgate or you make a StarCraft thumbnail, you put this image into Photoshop and you just see, okay, in Stormgate you can see way less stuff, and it looks less juicy, it looks less finished, I guess. Although I want to also point out that I don't hate the graphics. I actually think the graphic choice they made, it's totally fine. In a way, it looks like a lot like Warcraft. I know that many Warcraft fans gonna absolutely destroy me in comments after I say that, but I really think the game looks a lot like Warcraft, although Warcraft is just a game, an old game that we all played in the childhood, right? Like
Warcraft. I don't know. It looks a lot like StarCraft as well, in my opinion.
Myself included. So I know that there is a lot of nostalgia going on, but I really think that Stormgate graphics is not as bad as many people say it is, but it definitely requires more polish, and as you can see, all these things are kind of connected to each other. Another thing that I want to add to lack of polish is sound design. I think sound design is so important. Like, it's even more important than visual design, because sound design is something we have on our subconscious level, right? We just play the game and we hear some sounds being off here, like, okay, I don't want to touch this. For example, I have an example. I think this is fixed, by the way. I want to point out this is fixed, but it wasn't fixed for like 2 playtests. Some of the infernal sounds were off, and for example, some of the alerts were too loud, and this is single-handedly made me not play any infernal, because I would hear like not enough illuminate or whatever sound, like 4 times more loud than all the other sounds. I would like, okay, I don't want to hear that. This is too loud, and it took me a while to realize what is actually happening. The same went for breaking trees sound. These things actually has to be addressed as soon as possible, because this really ruins the player experience, and this is something that Forge Giant has to put a lot of emphasis on. And when it comes to optimization, I don't have any problems. Like, if you look at the gameplay that I'm showing, like, I really like it goes so smooth. But I know that some people have problems with optimization. I can't really talk about that. And I think this is all for me from the negatives. I want to point out that I'm a sports competitive player. I didn't really play campaign. I didn't really play co-op, so I have no stakes there. I purely talk about esports part, or like 1v1 ranked part. So this all comes to rank part. And I want to point, like, if you look at the negatives I told, I think all of them are, they just require time. Like, you just want some time to polish them, to finish them. And in the future it can be fixed. And
Listen, sports are good. Sports are good for you, especially esports.
this
People like Destiny come from esports. Isn't that a positive place where, you know, maybe this is another Destiny in the making? Consider this. Maybe we are watching another Destiny in the making.
raises my very big concern if actually Forge have enough money to finish the games. I'm not a money person, I don't know how it works.
I've not played StarCraft 2 competitively, professionally. And look where I am. Am I Destiny? No. That's why you should play games competitively. Exactly. 'Cause you'll be Destiny. And if you don't, you'll be me.
And I saw some Reddit threads with saying
I do
that
like I do like watching dogs playing fetch, so
they can't be sustainable. I don't know about that. I really hope it's not true. But I think this is the main point of discussion right now. Like, if they do have enough funds, I'm pretty sure they can polish the game, and the game will be actually very good because the core mechanics are there. And I really believe in the game's success if we polish everything. By the way, another thing to point out is UI. I think UI is not good. Like, UI is actually not good. It just looks bad. Both in-game and outside the game, so I really hope there's gonna be some work done on that as soon as possible. So, if we talk about how I see the future for Stormgate, I really think it all
Let's see what the person's final verdict is for the future of this game, because it all depends on it.
depends on if they get enough funds to finish the game to the state when it will be
Good.
when it will look better. And I really think with the love they give to the community, I think it will actually yield a good, probably even a good money, like good revenue, right? So it just takes a lot of time. I don't know how many years it will need, like 1, 2, 3 years. I don't know. But once it's finished, I really believe that the project will be good. And another thing that I want Stormgate to do is to listen a little bit more to feedback from the people. I feel like this is also...
I don't like it when people say that a game needs 2 or 3 years to become good. That does not fill me with optimism. Oh yeah, in 2 or 3 years, this game's gonna be pretty good. I want games to be good right off the gate. Out of the gate, okay? Not in 2, 3 years. Gosh.
Also a little bit... Okay, this is my personal opinion. I don't know about that for sure, but I really think...
Exactly. The wrist injury in esports.
Stormgate are only reacting well to like a very positive feedback, and I really want it to be tuned down a little bit. I want them to react to a little bit less positive feedback. I understand this is hard for them because right now they really want to have good image of their game, right? So they sell and everything is good, but I want this feedback to be heard as well, and because it's really bad if you are stuck in the echo chamber, right? You want to hear all the different opinions, although at the same time, in the defense of Stormgate and Forge, I want to say that a lot of people are so mean and they say such bad things for no reason at all, and especially to people who like what they don't like. So yeah, give Stormgate some love as well. I think it's very important. And the very last topic that I want to cover is that will I actually switch to Stormgate? The quick answer is no, I won't, because there is nothing to switch into. Yes, there are some tournaments announced, but really, at this point, I will just play Stormgate for fun. When I have time, when I have energy. My main game of focus will be StarCraft, but I still...
People still play StarCraft?
think I might...
I am 33 minutes behind and admiring your potato pancakes. Alright. You're having people join. Perfect. Having people join. Amazing. So, let me start should I try Stormgate now. Hell yeah. Heck no. How did you find this stream? What other streamers do you watch? Here you go. Yeah. Are you up to date with it? So what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. Let's see. Hell yeah. Okay. Just one vote. There's 7 people in the chat. Come on. Why is it always like that? Today I'm pretty okay. I'm pretty okay. I had mysterious dreams. I had a nice beginning of the morning after I woke up. So things seem good. Things feel good right now. To me. The dream. Oh, the dream was strange. It was about like this thing, and then boom, and then bam, and I woke up. It's a few. Only one person voted, with 7 people watching the stream. Are real people watching this stream? Are people shy to vote? Are people like take part in the electoral process? It works. I would remind everybody that the democracy is on the ballot. You know? Oh, it seems like Dead Rich is already in real time with us when it comes to the stream. So I don't have to type anymore. That's good. That's good. So we're gonna try the game now. Now that we've watched a video, we've sort of seen what it's all about. Let's see. Can democracy be served by lobbying? If you mean by donating or subscribing to me, then of course. But first, I would advise you to join the page. If this is what you mean by lobbying, then yes. Join the page by all means and lobby. Lobby the democracy away. That's right. That is how the process works, more or less, in these parts. All right, I'm gonna hide this away. I'm gonna start the game. I'm gonna have to do some settings. Don't be bought. It will survive. It will survive via lobbying. People will pay for the best possible thing. I believe. I believe people. I believe in people. I have big belief in people. I'm a people person. Oh my god, is the game gonna be in Polish? No way. The game's gonna be in Polish. Oh my god. No way. No shot. It says inicjowanie, which means that the game is in Polish. No way. No way. Hello, Shakespeare. Waiting for the game, which I'm gonna have to do some twiddling around. You serve the robber barons. Sort of, kind of, maybe, possibly, you know. Listen, I have big expenses that came up. Just recently I've learned that I have to buy a few things and they're really, really expensive. I've got needs. I got needs. Very urgent needs. I got a very limited time to meet those needs. True. Well, I'm not weak to subjective power of money. I'm weak to the subjective power of I need to get this thing before day X. You know? This is what happens. This is what happens. This game is launching really slowly. That's already a minus for me. It's already, I'm scolding this game. This is loading so slow. It's already a minus for me. I cannot afford you. Oh my god! This match has been sponsored by Play, Share, or buy the things you need. Thank you for the $50. Although, I still, for the future, recommend that you join the page because YouTube takes a cut and from the page I take the entirety of the money. But thank you very, very much. Thank you so much. Thanks to you, I might be actually able to get the super item. I won't be disclosing what the item is, but it's an important item. It's such an important item. Like it's, oh my gosh. Hello, Lettuce B3. We are waiting for a game to load, a very special game called Stormgate. That's right. The secret's out. The stream is going well. Pretty well. We just gained $50. Also, we've learned what Stormgate is. Even though it's not launching at all. So, let's see. I'm not super happy about the fact that that Stormgate is not launching out of the gate. Thank you. Alright, it launched. Wow. That felt like it took 10 years. But you know, whatever. Right? Whatever. Is there gonna be sound? Oh, for God's sake, really? What I launched the game from Steam. Why do I have to log in with Steam in the game that I started with Steam? That's a lot of zloty, yeah. But remember that YouTube takes a cut, so. Boom. But I think it should be enough for the item. Thank you. I believe it should be enough for the item. The special item. Special item. Okay, yes. Does this game have sound? Oh, it does. Okay. Now I have to make the game visible. So let's go and do. Let's go ahead and do that. StarCraft/Warcraft clone. So let's be honest, that is what it is. That is what this game is. A clone of these RTS games. Okay. So right off the game, I'm gonna say that the menu is not super impressive, right? It's pretty bare bones. These videos will teach you the basics of Stormgate to help you get started. Sure. Although I think this should be baked into the campaign, personally. Oh yeah. Also, wait, you told me to play something when you donated. What is Grot? What is Grot? Also, what is Shadow of Doubt? Okay, you wanna learn to play? Oh. When I click learn to play, it just takes me to a page. It doesn't, this does not go to a tutorial in a game. I see. I see. No, it's not, no, it's not my, this is the game. This is, oh my god, that does not bode well. Okay, let's play the campaign. The campaign should teach me how to play, not some page. Skip. No, we're not gonna skip. The fascinating and deep story of this game.
Safety thresholds exceeded. Evacuation protocols initiated. Stormgate unstable.
I don't
Incoming
see
call.
anything.
Amara.
Sweetie, I can't talk right now.
Dad,
I don't see anything!
my room keeps saying evacuate.
Just stay put. I'll get there as soon as I can.
Can I come to you?
No. I don't know what's...
Am I supposed to see anything right now? I don't think this is supposed to be a black screen of death.
Shut it off!
Well, just imagine. Just imagine.
What the hell was that?
Cut the power! Now!
It is too late, my friend.
I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be seeing something here. Wow. I'm just gonna move the cursor to provide some visual stimuli as we wait for the game. Yeah, I'm gonna skip. What the hell? Are you for real? True. Okay, we're gonna get into it, into the fire. Play. Oh my god. I gotta say, I will say that this is something that we can definitely right off the bat criticize about the game, can't we? The Stormgate campaign you're about to enter is work in progress. We will be, well, it shows. We will be updating our visuals with new models featuring facial animations, improved body proportions, and more. 22 years later than the thing that we never saw. Jesus. Okay! Finally! Oh my god.
Commander,
Yeah, go ahead.
I've intercepted a distress call.
Play it.
Mayday! Mayday! Need help! The settlement is... Repeat! 10 towns is being overrun!
Exactly. It's not on fire, actually. It's all
Please.
good.
Ping the frequency. Tell him we're coming.
Should I signal HQ for reinforcements?
We don't have time for lectures on risk analysis, Trip. Let's go.
Understood.
We don't have time.
Amara,
What? What is it? What do you want? Spill it. Spill the beans.
he was a good man.
He was a good man.
I miss him too.
No, you
He
don't.
was.
Who?
We'll grieve when it's over.
No, we won't. I don't know who that person was. I won't grieve for one. Bethesda game. Bethesda game would glitch out at this point. Especially in early access. It would be unplayable
Happy birthday, Dad.
without mods. True. But at least it's playable without mods. True. Mission 1 Into the Fire. The Warhawks is investigating a strange distress call sent from a cluster of survivor villages deep within the range, remote mountainous regions of the old states. That tells me absolutely nothing, but let's continue. Let's continue and see what we can do in this fantastic adventure. Like the robot fingers. Oh yeah, true. I think this is a ship. What now? Are we gonna get to play? Are we actually gonna get to play? We're gonna get to play any of this? And the game just died. That's not a good sign. And the game just breaks. You need to go back to the era of all the animations being for 180p pre-recorded, pre-rendered videos instead of whatever is going on here. No, it doesn't. My computer's fine. It's a problem with the game. The game's the problem, not my computer. Okay? I can launch you any other game and it'll launch fine. I can prove it to you. Do you want me to prove it to you? Do you want to are you testing me? Are you trying me? Are you testing my resolve? You're testing my resolve. I'm you know? You know, you're testing me. As when you break, and usually cool starts going with. Oh. Really? I didn't know that. I'm testing. Okay, we could start a different game. And see how that runs. If that will make you trust me more. You should trust me. You should trust your favorite streamer. You know, we can always skip games, skip fun and games, and just go to the politics. That seems to be the thing that you want. Skip the fun and games and skip the politics. At least you're the good viewers. You're the good viewers that don't go to watch drama or something horrible. Like all those other viewers. I don't think I've seen you play any graphically intensive games. I didn't very good. I heard it's pretty well optimized actually from that video. So I don't know. Although some people do complain about the optimize. You know what? We can start a graphically intense game. I have a graphically intense game. I'm preparing it right now. If this doesn't work, we're gonna play an intense game. And we're gonna see if that one blows. Maybe, okay, there might be, I think I know what the problem is. Let me check the task manager. I think I know what the problem might be. Yes, I think I know what the problem might be. Memory. So I think I know what to do. I'm gonna turn this off. We're gonna turn this off. We're gonna turn this off. Wow. We're gonna... We might as well turn this off. So many things I can still turn off. I think I've turned the bad thing off. Did I turn the wrong thing off? Oh no. Where's the... No, it's fine. It's good. Everything's fine. So let's see. The task manager. If anything's changed. I've turned a few things off. Yeah, okay. Should be better now. I've turned a few things off to free the memory up. So the camera should be freezing less now. Let's try. Let's see if we can play. All right, let's do this. Let us do this. And then we're going to be doing politics because that's what you're here for, my political takes or whatever. Because I'm the biggest political genius of this generation, whatever that means. Of this era, of this century. Everybody's envious of my political takes. Continue.
Warhawks, ready up. We're 5 out and still no contact. Distress call just keeps looping.
Loop.
Good to go, Mark. Anything else to share with the class?
Yeah. Trip's reading multiple heat signatures. Fire, and a lot of it. We'll assess on the ground and help however we can.
Thermal scans indicate possible hostiles as well. Proceed?
Hell yes, proceed. Punch it.
Hell yeah. Beginner, of course. Okay. Building mission unlocks a new difficulty level for it. Brutal. You should try it. It's super chill. Damn. Sense of humor of this game. It's super chill. It is a super chill. Chilled out. Polity. All games are political. So we're being political by playing this game. If it's gonna load, if it's not, we're just gonna have to deal with it. How is everybody? How are you? You, and you. Number 7 is my favorite. Also, 7 is the number of God. So if you think about it, we've got the perfect amount of viewers. This game's performance is gonna make me political. True. Oh, well, this is over. So you can turn this off now. So maybe that'll free up some power. I'm going to go politics mode. I hope this game will go work mode, able to play mode, anything mode, please, for the love of all that's sacred and good. I'm becoming political. Well, that's not my fault. I wanted to. I'm doing my best to try this game, and this game is defying me. This game is doing all in its power not to allow me to play it. Something happened. Something happened there for a second. I heard it. I heard this thing. You have been disconnected? Are you kidding? Disconnected from what? You've been disconnected. We're off to a bad start. We're off to a very, very bad start.
Got a scavenger weapon.
Scavengers. Things are bad enough without people turning on each other.
I'll search the town, but let's keep eyes on the sky. Let's get to it. Finding a path. Heading there now. Quick time. Making a beeline.
Okay.
Why wait? Here I come.
Biological heroic.
Where? Oh, got it. Finding a path. Heading there now. Quick time. Making a beeline. Why wait? Here I come.
The FPS is
Where?
okay
Oh,
in the game itself. Or is it? No, it's not. It's okay.
Heading there now. Quick time. Got a plan?
No.
Making a beeline. Why wait? Here I come.
Actually
Where?
doesn't look that way.
Oh, got it.
It doesn't look like 1,000,000 polygons per
Finding
model.
a path. Heading no survivors, no bodies either. If scavengers did this, where are the victims?
You're right. Scavengers take everything, except prisoners. More mouths to feed.
Making a beeline. Give me the lowdown. Why wait? Here I come.
Oh,
Where? Oh, got it. Wolf, you seeing this?
Yep, wagon tracks. Heavy load.
So they did take prisoners. We have to find them.
heavy
Finding
load.
a path. Heading there now. Quick time. Making a beeline. Why wait? Here I come. Where? Oh, got it. Find.
Looks like we missed some.
Time to pay. Heading there now. I'll make 'em pay. Taking 'em down. Quick time. Making a beeline.
Like an orc. Oh, stream is literally 5 FPS? No way.
Why
Really?
wait?
Does this seem so bad? Hold on. I have to fix it somehow. Hold on. That's not good. What is this? Okay, we might as well. It feels okay on my end to play it, to be honest. Let me see. Let me see if I've managed to change something. Well, I'm doing a purge, a very rapid purge. This is just too much. Okay, I've done a purge. We'll see if this does anything. Okay, let's see. Yes, that's right. You've guessed it. It is me closing browser pages. That's right. That's right. That's me purging the browser. Let's see if it did anything to enhance the performance. Oh no! Actually, now that I've closed all those browser pages. Hello! Oh nice, you've made them. Now that I've actually closed the pages, more memory is being used for some reason. Oh. What a scary sound! Oh my god! Okay, that worked. Let's see. Let's see if it will affect the performance any.
Here I come.
All right, let's go. Let's
Where?
see.
Oh,
It'll
got
make
it.
the game run better.
Finding a path. Heading there now.
Jesus.
Quick time.
Does it look better?
Beeline.
Is it
Here I
is
come.
the stream better now?
Where? Oh, got it. Finding a path.
How's the
Heading
frame
there.
rate now?
Quick time.
We're gonna kill the animal.
Game over.
Yeah.
Making a beeline.
We've been followed.
I'm not evil.
Time to pay.
Just a woman.
Why wait?
It's better, but I wouldn't call it good. Wow. So much complaining.
Where? Oh, got it.
Much complaining all around.
Finding a path. Heading there now.
If you keep this up, I'm gonna have to go and do
Making
politics.
a beeline. Why wait?
Major says not to let anyone through.
Looks like you could use a hand.
Oh, got it. Finding a path. Time to pay.
Let me patch you up, Amara.
Thank you. This game is not even that demanding. This game is not even that demanding. That's the saddest part. What is the grot? Okay, you never told me what grot is, so I don't know what to tell you.
I got you.
I got you. I got you.
Oh, I've been ready. Heading there now.
Hello, an entropy fan. Oh, you're
Quick time.
here. Welcome. You've chosen this stream
Making a
instead of the
beeline.
drama streams, the drama mongering
wait?
streams.
Here I come.
Thank you for making the right choice, the moral choice.
If you hide, we'll find you and kill you. Resistant fighters are behind us. Guard the caravans and move out. The rest of you head south and clear out the camp. Go on, move. Do as he says.
Make contact! Infernals! The scavenger filth is working for the enemy. Take them out. All of them.
Feels like I'm combination of
now.
Warcraft and Starcraft,
Quick time.
honestly.
Making a beeline. Why wait?
This game.
Here I come. Wagon up ahead. Looks stuck. Time to pick.
Guard the hall!
Feels like a paladin from Warcraft.
Thanks for getting us out of there. You resistance?
Yeah. Warhawks.
We want to join the fight.
What is it?
Finding a path.
Chicken.
Found one of our runaways. Heading there now.
I see why it's eaten with gravy. Right? I know, right? You
Quick
usually
time.
have goulash.
Making a
A
beeline.
goulash-like thing.
Why wait? Here I come.
Why did the game freeze all of a sudden? Water effects, am I right?
Whatever this is, it's putting off some powerful energy. Finding a path.
Whatever it is, it ain't natural. Burn it, boys.
Quick time.
It does not look like Quake 1. I don't think you've played Quake 1 recently.
Making a beeline. Why wait?
Oh,
Bridge is down, but there might be a way around.
Oh god, let me see what I can do. Finding a path. Heading there now. Quick time.
oh, does it?
Beeline.
Well,
Why wait?
maybe I'll play it next time.
Here I come.
We have a lot to talk
Where?
about today.
Oh, got it.
So
Finding
much
a path.
talk, so much to talk to
Heading there now.
about. And there's 10 people watching. I feel so privileged right now.
Making a beeline.
So many people.
wait?
Oh my gosh.
Here I come.
Pool and
Where?
piano.
Oh,
We're
got it.
still playing that game.
Finding a path. Heading there now.
I'm so
Quick
exciting.
time.
Or rather, so excited. But I am also exciting. Sort of. To some people. I am
On there.
exciting to some people.
Following.
Is it a teleporter?
Taking them down. You lose. On their heels. Making a beeline. Why wait? Here I come.
I'm coming. Get it?
Time to pay.
I think I need to reset the PC for the game to work properly. Honestly. Yes, it does. The first search result is a horse. What?
Where? Oh, got it. Finding a path. On their
Jesus.
heels. Heading there now. Quick time.
Believe it or not, in my newest
beeline.
Civilization 6
Why
game,
wait?
I've got a lot of horses.
Here I come.
Actually.
Where?
Too many
Oh, got it.
horses. People want to trade
Finding
with
a
me for
path.
my horses. Just saying.
Heading there now. Quick time.
I'll talk nautic.
Making
What?
a beeline. Why?
Why?
wait?
Why is the? Why was a bridge
Here I come.
necessary? What teleport?
Oh, got it.
How do I teleport?
Finding a path. Heading there now. Quick
How
time.
do I teleport?
Making a beeline.
Oh,
Ready and willing.
Why wait? Here I come. Where? Oh, got it.
why
Oh,
was a
I've been
bridge
there.
even necessary?
Hold up. Looks like scavengers laid a trap. I'll take care of it.
I've never played Industria.
You don't know when to quit.
I don't know when to quit. No, but I know that something's wrong. Something's happening. Things are not good.
Clear!
Oh wow, equipment.
What of it?
Let's get to
Whatever.
it.
Whatever.
Got a plan?
No. Do you?
Finding a path. Heading there now.
There's a split here. Multiple tracks break north. Heavy. That'd be your prisoners. Lighter group went south.
A few scavengers heading back to base camp.
With so many weapons around, that base is
depends.
Probably not well defended.
Usually
We need to
you,
rescue those
you
villagers.
make some goulash
Or we take out
and
that
eat
base,
that with goulash.
cut the head off the snake.
You know?
Make sure this doesn't happen again.
Disagree. It's not my call. Amara, what's the plan?
Here I come. Where? Oh, got it. Finding a path. Heading there now. Quick time. Making a beeline. Why wait? Here I come.
I come for you.
Where? Oh, got it.
Goulash is, you know what a goulash is? Really?
Finding a
I
path.
thought it was really well known
Heading there now.
thing, goulash.
Quick time. Making a beeline.
It's like a meat sort of dish.
Why wait? I'll hold. They want to burn homes? Let's make sure they don't have one to come back to.
Oh wow.
Here I come.
That's so evil.
Where? Oh, got it.
Actually feels very
Finding a
evil to do.
Heading there now. Time to pin.
I'm not a big fan of such tactics, but you know, too late.
Quick time. Death wish
I've
granted.
committed now to destroying their homes. Meat sauce. Meat with sauce, actually.
Making a beeline. Why wait? Here I come. Where? Oh, got it. Finding a path. Heading there now. Quick time. Making a beeline. Why wait? Here I come. Where? Oh, got it.
The borscht. Although
Finding
the
a path.
borscht in Poland is quite different from the one in
Heading there
Ukraine.
now.
I actually prefer the one from Ukraine. Because it feels richer.
Quick time. Making a
There's
beeline.
more in it.
Why wait?
And I like
come.
soups to be really packed. Personally.
Where?
I like them
Oh,
to
got
be
it.
full of stuff.
Finding a path.
Yeah, you need good
Heading
add-ons
there now.
to them. Yeah, there's also different
Quick
types of borscht, yeah.
Making a beeline.
But the base for the Polish one and the Ukrainian one are different. There's white borscht. Some
Why
people
wait?
call żurek a type of borscht, even though I'm not even sure if that's true.
It's done.
Hate when it comes to this. We should be fighting for humanity.
We are. This one picked the wrong side.
Commander?
You all picked the wrong side.
Give me a break. Earth don't belong to humans no more. We gotta survive any way we can.
Good point. Tell us what we want to know. Maybe you'll survive it. Riker, throw this trash in the hold. We're gonna have a talk.
Oh. American style root beer. Oh. Quick to desktop. Had enough. So what do you think of the game? What do you think of the game? What are your impressions of the game before we go to the main topic? Before we move on to discussing Ukraine, which is our main thing today. What do you think? Give me opinions. I personally think we're gonna try it a bit more, but I would have to reset the whole computer for it to work properly, so for today I'm just gonna say it feels like Warcraft / Starcraft. Warcraft with guns. It felt like playing a Warcraft 3 campaign, but you had guns instead of fantasy setting. You know? No, it just ended. Are we back? Are we on? We're back, aren't we? Yeah, we're back. We are here. We are back. Amazing. Amazingly cool. Yes. Hello, VRN93. I encourage you to stop being white, but never mind that, because there are more important things to do than to judge people's whiteness. As much as I love judging people's whiteness, we have bigger fish to fry. And those bigger fish are that Ukraine has been hit by a giant attack, a massive attack. Like, I don't have the numbers sort of on top of my head. Let me see here. It's 100 missiles and more or less 100 drones all over the country. The entire country has been attacked. It sort of just happened as Ukraine has attacked Kursk, has been moving ahead in Kursk, and as Ukraine has been facing trouble in Donetsk, in Pokrovsk area, which according to President Zelensky is going to be reinforced, but we'll see what's going to happen in that whole situation. We're not talking about that right now. Right now we're talking about a massive attack that happened today in Ukraine. So far as I know, 7 people died and several others have been injured, thanks to the fact that about 200 out of 230 launched missiles and drones have been shot down. So that is sort of, think about it. If it weren't for aid, if it weren't for Ukraine having a workable anti-air defense, we would have seen a lot more dead, a lot more injured. And still, even though Ukraine has received some amount of anti-air. Still, some of it got through. Still, people died. Still, a lot of people suffered. Of course, Russia has targeted critical infrastructure, energy, because Russia really wants to freeze out Ukrainian people over the winter. That is the goal. Lucy's a potato. Thank you for the $5, fake Alec Cal Parker. I don't know what that means, but thank you for the $5. And so there's been a few things that can be talked about it. There is the fact, of course, Kyiv has been targeted. Kyiv always gets targeted, but Kyiv has the best anti-air defense in the entirety of Ukraine. And of course, Zelensky has rightfully so used this opportunity to ask the West to lift restrictions, because I'll just remind you that the restrictions that have been in place all this time are still in place, and that Ukraine is still not allowed to use long range missiles to strike within Russia, and disable the rocket launchers, disable all the airfields, disable all the means with which Russia has been bombarding Ukraine, and still is. Yesterday was, I think, the biggest attack. Well, not yesterday. Today has been the biggest attack in months when it comes to attacking Ukraine. And also, there's this sort of side effect of this whole thing. Of course, Poland, as always, has lifted its jets off the ground as a show, because, you know, Ukraine is being attacked. So in a clear show of solidarity, Poland has lifted its jets off the ground to sort of fly them around and, I don't know, do nothing, because of course it is still my belief that Poland should be shooting down missiles and drones above the Ukrainian sky. That should be something that, especially, it would have been good if it happened today, because that would have meant that even less of them would have reached their targets. But apparently, something that is suspected to be a Russian drone has entered Polish airspace. That's right, a Russian drone has entered Polish airspace and is still being looked for. A total of 5 times already, Russia has violated Polish territory. Polish territory has been violated 5 times since the beginning of the war. Interestingly enough. And all 5 times Poland has done nothing, absolutely nothing, to stop those missiles, and right now a drone from entering Polish space. They've not been shut down, they've not been intercepted. Some of them have entered Polish territory and came back to Ukraine to destroy targets in Ukraine, which is a worrying trend, and which, as always, is being seen as a probing technique by Russia to see how the West will react to such an attack, or to such a thing happening. A missile flying into Polish airspace, a drone flying into Polish space. Will anyone react? Will anyone say anything? That's basically like the gist of it. So, Russia's main strategy, as we know, like we are all the time witnessing, for the most part, this sort of weird balance when it comes to what one side does and when it comes to what the other side does. When Ukraine attacked Kursk, it actually evacuates civilians. It actually takes care of civilians that Russia leaves behind. There are videos in which Russian civilians actually greet Ukrainian soldiers. Some of them even greet them in Ukrainian. You can see such videos. There was a video that I've seen of a disabled old woman that was left behind, and Ukrainian soldiers brought her food and drink. An elderly woman that could not walk or move. And on the other hand, we have Russia. We have Russia, which in quote unquote retaliation for Ukraine entering Russian territory in the first place, has decided to bomb the entirety of Ukraine, including critical infrastructure, and to freeze, to deprive Ukrainian people of electricity, and of course bombing cities, bombing civilians as retaliation for Ukraine attacking military targets. Just keep that in mind. And it's even said on Monday, the Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov confirmed that the strikes were in retaliation for Ukraine's incursion into Kursk. He added that the topic of ceasefire negotiations with Ukraine has pretty much lost its relevance because apparently the entry into Kursk has stopped some secret peace talks that have been going on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, some talks about a partial ceasefire have been going on, but since Ukraine has entered Kursk, Russia has said that no negotiation is on the table anymore. Of course, Russia has been attacking the Ukrainian energy grid for some time now. I have had the displeasure of feeling the effects of such attacks on my own skin. I have felt, I have bore witness, I have experienced, I have went through many, many blackouts. Sometimes on some days more often we had no energy, and then energy at all. Of course, I've been in places that have power banks, so it's been a cycle of, okay, now we have energy, so we can just do, we can use this time to charge all of our devices, stuff like that. Oh yeah, and of course, when we have electricity, we have to sort of charge the power bank, because the power bank is the only thing that keeps anything working, including the internet, when the electricity is off. So we have to do that, and then boo, everything goes off, and suddenly you depend on your battery to last as long as it takes before the energy comes back again. Apparently, due to what's been happening, overall, tomorrow, Kyiv, I believe, will have no electricity throughout the day, because apparently Russia has damaged even more electrical infrastructure in Ukraine. Which, by the way, interestingly enough, from what I'm reading, from what I've been checking, it has effect not just on Ukraine. The attacks on critical infrastructure in Ukraine is starting to have effects not just in Ukraine. Moldova has started experiencing blackouts, just so you know. Moldova, which is not Ukraine as we know, has started experiencing blackouts. Of course, Moldova has said that it's not a problem long term, that it produces enough electricity domestically to sort of combat this little issue that has sort of showed up. But it remains a fact that due to the attacks on the Ukrainian infrastructure, electrical infrastructure, other countries than just Ukraine has started experiencing blackouts. Moldova, in this case. And And we're just going to see the more attacks like this will happen, the more blackouts we'll have to suffer through. And of course, everybody's worried about what exactly is going to be happening during the winter, where electricity is pretty crucial. And of course, there's the matter of like how attacks like this might continue again. Oh yeah, there's also an interesting point to be made that today's attack has a bill attached to it. It's like over $1 billion. This attack has cost Russia over $1 billion, as estimated by some groups. Over $1 billion attack. On civilian infrastructure, on critical infrastructure, an attack on infrastructure with the main design of making Ukrainian citizens, civilians' life miserable, unlivable, to make the conditions for the Ukrainian citizens impossible. This is all done thinking about the upcoming winter. The upcoming winter, heating, etc. This is what it's done in mind with this, like a long-term thing. And I suspect that there will be a lot more attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure, electric infrastructure to come. I wonder, there are many things to sort of think about when it comes to Moscow had not only used cruise missiles and drones, but also Kinzhal hypersonic missiles, which are more difficult to defend against. And how many people? I'm going to look up the freshest data. How many people have died? Last time I checked, it was 7. Let's see. Yes. The Independent from 11 minutes ago. 7 killed in biggest air attack of war, says Zelensky. I suspect the number will increase. I'm gonna watch this little video, the speech of Zelensky. Might as well. I have no idea why. Oh yeah. Russia's stacking up those war crimes like candy. Trophies. Dear Ukrainians. Why is there no sound?
Українки. Увесь день
All day today, the rubble in Kramatorsk
сьогодні в Краматорську тривав розбір
was being cleared after a Russian missile strike.
завалів після удару російської ракети. Постраждали, зокрема,
Among those were journalists,
журналісти, знімальна група
including a film crew from Reuters,
агенції Reuters, громадяни
citizens of Ukraine, America, and Britain.
України, Америки.
So that means that, I don't know. Of course, it's not surprising since Russia indiscriminately attacks journalists as well as medical personnel. So we might see more and more victims among those people as Russia decides to ramp up these attacks. Of course, we will see in practice how much can Russia keep these attacks up on such scale, considering that just today's attack had cost Russia over $1 billion.
та Британії.
Well, there is one strategic thing that this sort of thing can achieve, and that is, from Russia's perspective, terrorizing the populace. Because Russia, as much as Russia did not manage to kill many people, it did manage to injure many people, but it did manage to, again, damage the critical infrastructure, the energy infrastructure. So once again, we have more blackouts, we have more pauses in electricity, which might become quite a bit of a problem if this keeps up, if there will be a lot of blackouts during the winter. That might actually become a problem for a lot of people, which might actually lead to many people leaving, which might create another refugee sort of wave. So we cannot say that Russia is achieving absolutely nothing potentially strategically. Citizens of Ukraine, America, and Britain.
Звичайний міський готель.
An ordinary city hotel was destroyed.
Був зруйнований російським
by a Russian Iskander missile.
Іскандером. Абсолютно.
Deliberately, purposefully.
Цілеспрямовано, продумано. Від цього
This
удару
strike injured 7 people and took 1 life.
7 людей постраждали, 1 людина загинула. Мої співчуття
My condolences to the family and friends.
рідним та близьким. І це
This is the daily Russian terror that continues.
щоденний російський терор, який продовжується. Бо
Because Russia still has the means to continue.
Росії є можливість продовжувати.
No, it actually cannot just be rerouted and brought back up within a day. It actually can't. A big percentage of the energy infrastructure in Ukraine has been damaged and destroyed. If you could just reroute and fix things within a day, then you would not have several hours upon several hours of no electricity in Ukraine every single day. You basically have more hours with no electricity than the mere few hours that you have electricity. If it would be so easy to just boom, boom, oh yeah, we just reroute we just bring it all back within a day, then there wouldn't be so many blackouts. This is an actual big problem within the country. Has been for a while. Oh yeah, but you don't just have one day of the blackout and then everything's back to normal, which is what you're basically implying here. That, oh, one day and it's all back. No, that's not the case. Trust me. It's not, oh, the electricity has been damaged. I guess we won't have electricity for one day and then it's all back to normal because we rerouted. No. It's day after day after day after day because it's damaged. There's no electricity. Poland is still searching for the Russian drone. Possible Russian drone. I've seen YouTubers, I've seen commentators that have been saying that it's known for sure that Poland has been hit by a Russian drone, but actually it's much more ambiguous than that. Poland is being much more careful about reporting on this than many English-speaking online commentators. Let me just say that. And during the attack, an object flying into the Polish space has been detected. Apparently, due to bad weather conditions, it was not allowed for the object to be intercepted. Let's just say I will believe it. Bad weather conditions, the potential Russian drone could not be intercepted. And now it has landed somewhere, and Poland is in the middle of looking for it. 25 kilometers into Poland. That is apparently how far the drone has targeted, traveled into. Let's see the quote by General Maciej Klisz, operational commander of the armed forces. The object was confirmed by radio location by at least 3 radar stations. I had full control and I was ready to shoot it down. I was also in contact with the Minister of Defense, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz. So this guy says that he was ready to shoot it down. But I've read somewhere else that the bad weather conditions did not allow it. You know? Oh yeah, it says here. Polish regulations mandate that before a decision is made to shoot down an airborne object, the pilot of a military aircraft must visually identify the target. This rule aims to prevent the accidental downing of civilian aircraft that may have lost radio contact. Which, by the way, is something that differentiates Poland from, let's say, Russia. Russia has no problem downing civilian planes, as we've witnessed in the past, unfortunately, for the civilians. Poland plays by different rules. Poland needs visual confirmation. Poland does not want to be like Russia. We will conduct the search until we reach a conclusion, he said, assuring that updates will be provided regularly, which I am looking forward to those updates because I want a 100% confirmation of what is it that has entered Polish airspace. Many people speculate that it is probably a Shahid drone. Search operation for the unidentified aerial object in eastern Poland. It is speculated that it is a Shahid drone. Hello, Tai. It is a Lucy stream indeed. It has been a Lucy stream for 2 hours now. We have been streaming for 2 hours. Now we are doing a little bit of a discussion, a political discussion. We are discussing the big attack on Ukraine, a big, dare I say, terrorist attack on Ukraine, since its aim is to terrorize the citizenry of Ukraine and to deprive it of electricity. That's also one of the big goals, to deprive Ukraine electricity for the upcoming winter, which again would cause destabilization, which again would cause potentially a wave of refugees going westward, which, by the way, inevitably would impact the Ukrainian economy, because as much as Ukraine depends on continuous aid to function, as much as Ukraine receives aid to keep its economy afloat and to continue its military incursions to defend itself and to, for example, go into Kursk, at the end of the day, Ukraine, as all countries, depend on its citizens to maintain its economy, which is why it is so critical, apart from the obvious reason why Ukraine defends its citizens with its anti-air. Apart from citizens' safety alone, of course, the other obvious reason is that if the cities can function more or less normally, even though they're being bombarded, even though missiles, drones, and other things are being sent, if the citizens can function normally, then the economy can function normally, right? Right. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to edit all my arguments with an entropy fan, because an entropy fan seems to be missing the point for the sake of arguing about the technicality how the system works. It doesn't matter how the system works. I'm just gonna cut the topic off by saying it doesn't matter how the system works. What matters is the reality that Russia attacks critical infrastructure, which causes Ukrainians not to have electricity, which will cause them to leave. And at that point, it doesn't matter how and why it happens. What matters is that it happens. Thank you. It doesn't matter what causes it. It doesn't matter what has to be done. The fact is that the citizens end up without electricity for several hours per day, for weeks and months, etc. I assure you, a regular Ukrainian citizen who will be freezing in the winter will not be saying, oh, it's all good. Things are just being rerouted, so, I'll just freeze a bit for weeks, possibly months. It's all good. No. People will leave. Possibly. Probably. I think you were under the impression that I was talking about technicalities of how Ukrainian electric grid and electricity system works. No, I was talking about how Ukrainian people are experiencing blackouts due to the attacks on the infrastructure. And at that point, it doesn't matter if it's being rerouted or because there's still no electricity in practice. Which means that the strategy by extension is in fact effective. Because the rerouting is only effective if people don't lose access to electricity, and they clearly do. I can tell you from experience, from personal lived experience, I can tell you that the blackouts are long and ongoing and very bad. I assure you, once again, from personal experience, because I've also dealt with heating problems in the winter, that if you have 7 hours no electricity, 3 hours electricity, another 7 hours no electricity, then those 3 hours will not fix your heating problem. I can assure you that having 3 hours between 7 hours and then another 7 hours of no electricity will not fix your heating problem. I have dealt with heating problems in my life, and I assure you that it does not help much. All right. There's a reason why in the past years, in fact, when the electricity grid was less actually damaged than it is damaged now. Like in the past, it was actually less damaged than was damaged now, and still people had to set up tents inside of their own apartments because there was no heating, and they had to sort of cover themselves up in blankets upon blankets. Imagine having to set up tent in your own apartment for extra warmth in the winter. So saying that it's not a problem is absolutely not true. As I assure you that it is quite effective. We talked about Poland. Let's see what we can get from here. Let's see what we can glimpse from this. Full screen. Poland. Polish aircrafts. Is there a way to...
And regional allies scrambled aircraft after an unidentified object entered Polish...
I love this. I love this thing that happens every single time when Ukraine gets attacked. Like when just Poland scrambles its jets in this empty sort of gesture of wasting fuel. And oh, we're alert, we're on alert. You know what? Maybe Poland instead should be shooting down missiles and drones above the Ukrainian sky. That would have been far more helpful than just scrambling jets for no reason and just... Sure. That's... I mean, that's a gesture, I think. Yes, that's something.
Airspace. The incident coincided with Russia's large-scale missile and drone attack on Ukraine, which had been taking place from the early hours of the morning. The Polish armed forces registered the anomaly at around 7 a.m. local time.
The object entered Polish airspace near the Ukrainian city of Chervonohrad, where a nearby power plant has been repeatedly targeted by Russia. The object likely violated Polish airspace and then disappeared from our screens after covering around 25 kilometers. Given the weather conditions, I could not issue an intercept order.
70 soldiers.
See, I think the weather conditions were mentioned here.
Order. Given the weather
Yeah,
conditions,
there
I
we go. The weather conditions are giving as the reason why no interception has happened, even though from the beginning of the war, Polish airspace has been violated 5 times now. 5 times.
could not issue an intercept order.
70 soldiers were deployed in the search for what could be an unmanned aerial vehicle, a Shahed drone widely used by Russia to conduct such attacks on Ukraine. Authorities reported that the object still likely remains on Polish territory and the search is ongoing. All this during a massive attack on Ukraine, including in Lviv and Lutsk, located just an hour's drive from the border with Poland.
So there we go. There we have it. Is there ever anything that will violate Polish airspace that is going to actually be intercepted? That is sort of remain to be seen. That is remain to be seen. Let's take a look, because there have been 5 incidents of Polish airspace being violated. The first one, November 15th, when what turned out to be anti-air missiles from Ukraine entered Polish airspace. On that occasion, actually 2 Polish citizens died. So everyone was very tense. Everyone was very tense about what would happen. It was like a pretty intense moment. The explosion killed 2 men working at a grain drying facility. This event marked a turning point in the perception of the conflict's proximity to Poland. Poland did not feel cozy and safe anymore, although I must admit that many Polish citizens have not been feeling cozy or safe from the very beginning. When the full-scale invasion began, I witnessed people going to the bank to empty their bank accounts because they were preparing for an inevitable Russian invasion into Poland. I am not joking. People were actually very scared. People were worried that Russia might not just decide to attack Ukraine, but also Poland. When I went to withdraw some money from the account to pay bills, I was met with a reply from the bank lady that unfortunately we have no more money left in the bank because people came here scared of the war and they withdrew all of their money from the bank. That was the atmosphere of Poland at the very start of the full-scale invasion. The atmosphere of panic and dread. So that's the first sort of thing. The first incident. The next incident was 16th of this December of the same year. Of course, during an airstrike on Ukraine, a cruise missile entered, reported to be without a warhead, traveled to Poland. It crashed in a forest near Zamość, southeastern part of Poland. And then March 2024, December 16th, another attack. And now there were a few more, and now we've had the whole possible entry of a Shahed drone into Polish territory, which it seems so far that Russia can just violate Polish airspace without any consequence, and it's all good. It's all good. I really believe that after the fifth time of Polish airspace being violated like this, the proper response would be, well, you know what? From now on, we'll just be shooting down anything that even is close to approaching to the Polish airspace. Poland should just start supporting Ukraine and shooting down targets above Ukrainian sky. It's not the first time that I have expressed such an opinion, and it's probably not the last, because I assure you this most definitely is not the last time that the Polish airspace will be violated by some form of a Russian flying object, be it a drone, be it a missile, or anything else. The object disappeared after traveling 25 kilometers into Poland. So there you go. And now we can discuss other topics. Like Belarus. Belarus, as we know, has been on a bad course for a long time. In fact, poor Belarus used to be part of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. It used to be part of our broader family of countries that used to make this one nice country, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. But unfortunately, Belarus has been, especially under the thumb of Lukashenko, truly Russified. A terrifying amount of people in Belarus don't even speak Belarusian. A lot of people speak Russian. Under its dictator's rule, Belarus remains extremely pro-Russia. After all, let us remember that Belarusian territory, as much as Belarus itself has not sent troops, as much as Belarus itself has not contributed any military equipment so far in this 3-day special operation, the territory of Belarus itself has been, however, used to springboard the initial invasion. Some of the troops that have initially attacked the territory of Ukraine have passed through Belarus in order to enter Ukraine. And now, after there are many warnings, of course, that Russia likes to issue against, interestingly, Ukraine, that it's provoking, that there will be consequences, that Ukraine is being a provocateur, and that will be met with escalation. I have no clue where Russia could possibly escalate from there. But another party that likes to warn others is, of course, Belarus. Belarus likes to warn Poland. Belarus likes to warn Ukraine. Belarus has warned Ukraine not so long ago that it considers its entry into Kursk a security problem. But now, in a pretty interesting turn of events, Ukraine has decided to issue a warning of its own because of a buildup of Ukrainian military and equipment alongside the Ukrainian border. Let me do a little bit of a fact check. Ukraine's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has issued a warning over the concentration of significant military personnel and equipment near the Ukrainian border. The warning, of course, says that this further escalations will be met with dire consequences. So, what this translates to, Belarus, if you choose to sort of escalate and to indicate that you are starting to be more willing than before to actually throw your head in the ring, to actually support Russia directly in this war, to send troops to attack us or to do anything else, it just won't end good for you. It will not end well for you. That is basically what is being said here when dire consequences are being invoked. If you choose to enter this war theater, it will not end well for you. Of course, it remains a question what could potentially happen if Belarus would decide to enter with troops and equipment while Ukraine is in Kursk. It sent a lot of its good troops to Kursk. And as it's facing real trouble in Donetsk, in the Pokrovsk region, which Zelensky has announced that it will reinforce. As much as people mock Belarus, as much as people mock that its military sucks and that it's everything sucks, we must remember at the end of the day that Ukraine is stretched pretty thin. So I'm not sure if we can super easy predict what exact effect Belarus entering the war would have at this stage, depending on how it would do it. There is a strategic location of these deployments, pointing out their proximity to both the borders and the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, which again, which reminds me of that time when Russians were building trenches in the nuclear-ridden wastelands of Chernobyl, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, okay. We have a quote. The gathering of personnel, particularly special operations forces, along with tanks, artillery, anti-aircraft missiles, and engineering equipment in the Gomel region is a matter of grave concern. The communiqué from Kyiv read. And we have another statement by a spokesperson from Ukraine's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Conducting military drills near the Chernobyl zone and our border can have far-reaching implications. We urge the Belarusian authorities not to make tragic mistakes under Moscow's pressure. So basically, again, what is being said here is, do not enter this war. We highly would advise you not to. It'll only cause Belarusians to lose lives. It'll not end well for you. That is what is being said. Oh, we have even more statements. That is so lovely. This time, this one is by the Ministry of, again, by Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. We have always respected the Belarusian people and have no intentions of initiating conflict. However, should Belarus violate Ukraine's state border, we will exercise our right to self-defense as guaranteed by the United Nations Charter. Again, a very nice and diplomatic way to say, if you try anything, we'll just clap back and you'll be sorry. That's Also, it's worth noting that the Wagner Group has announced that it is not currently fighting within Ukraine, but it is present within the Belarusian forces gathering alongside the border. which also adds a certain dimension to this whole thing. This is the famous or infamous Wagner group is also alongside the forces located along the borders. It adds another worrying element. Wagner group ties to Kremlin, involved in various conflicts, as we know, although those conflicts do not always end well for the group, as evidenced recently in Africa, but the Africa topic is just a completely different one, so we won't be talking about it today. But it remains a fact that the Wagner group being present within the forces of Belarus, placed alongside the border, is something that is of concern, of an additional concern of the already present concern of the forces being deployed in the first place. And of course, the presence of Wagner itself indicates that Russia, at this stage of the war, might be putting more and more pressure onto Belarus itself to enter the conflict, of course, on the side of Russia, to sort of, who knows? There could be, like, even if Belarus forces suck, even if their army is not top notch, it would still potentially serve as a thing that Ukraine would have to direct and invest some of its forces towards, right? It couldn't just be ignored. Ukraine could not just, if Belarus sort of chose to enter Ukraine with all that it had, Ukraine could not ignore it. It would have to divert some of its forces to intercept that threat, which would of course automatically mean that it would need to take away from forces from some other places on the front line, which would automatically, I guess, weaken those points. And I assume that would be Russia's thing. That would be a thing that Russia would want, like, but so far it's just Belarus deploying forces alongside the border, so all of this is just speculation on my part. There's not even it's not even slightly definitive. I'm just throwing ideas into the wind. It's not even a prediction. This has no predictive power. I'm just saying what could be the reason for Russia possibly wanting to pressure Belarus into entering the conflict. Possibly, maybe. Because, of course, it may be just a posture, which also is a form of pressure, that if you go far enough in here, in Kursk, if you continue, or if you reinforce this region of Donetsk, then you will be leaving yourself open, vulnerable to an additional attack from Belarus, which you have to always calculate when planning strategy in fighting Russia, which of course this could also be a thing, that it could also be like this sort of pressure scare tactic by Russia. Because of course we all know that when it comes to Belarus, in reality, Belarus, as much as Lukashenko may believe that he is in charge, that he's calling the shots, in reality, the entity that is very clearly calling the shots is the Russian Federation. Although, so far, the Belarusian buildup is not yet significant enough to actually pose any threat. 1,100 Belarusian soldiers stationed near Homel, 50 kilometers from the border. Too small. We'll see. We'll see if Russia will be able to, if Russia even wants to pressure Belarus into making any significant moves into Ukraine. Because as we also have to remember one thing about Belarus. If Belarus would, in addition to Russian army being tied up in Ukraine and in Russia for that matter, Russia's forces are tied up now in Ukraine and in Russia proper. If in addition to that, Belarus would actually bolster enough of a force, gather enough of a force to cross the border and attack Ukraine, then of course there's another factor to take into consideration in all of this, and that is that in Poland, insurgency opposition forces have been training for a long time, and there's no sort of guarantee that those forces, that those sort of Belarusian oppositionists would not see, oh, hold on, Russia's too busy to assist. It's fighting in Ukraine and in Russia. And now Belarusian army proper is also entering Ukraine. So what's stopping us from entering Belarus now and, you know, changing up the who's in charge, changing up the government structure. Who's to stop us from entering now and deposing Mr. Lukashenko? So that is also a consideration that probably has to be made when Belarus makes decisions on whether or not and how much it could afford to actually enter this whole thing. Or rather Lukashenko, I believe. And now both sides, and by both sides I mean Belarus and Ukraine, are looking at a tense standoff. And of course Ukraine is still hoping that Minsk will not do anything hasty or stupid under the pressure of Russia. It's a very interesting situation. We will see, we will keep monitoring, we will keep observing. If there's any update to this situation, I will of course naturally talk about it. As Poland, and I'm glad to see it, has a vast interest in seeing Belarus becoming a democratic country, especially since, again, we all used to be part of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth together. And Belarusian opposition is really happy with how the Polish government and Poland overall is approaching the topic of Belarus. The policy, the actions of the Polish government demonstrate that Poland is putting pressure on Lukashenko, on its horrible, horrible government, while at the same time supporting the Belarusian citizens themselves. That is something that is very praiseworthy. That is like Poland that on the one time is sort of putting pressure, sort of being against the dictatorial leader Lukashenko, but also is supporting Belarusian civic society. And of course, as I've mentioned before, Poland has housed and allowed for the training of Belarusian anti-Lukashenko opposition. And of course, let's not forget that Poland has financed and sort of co-created this media initiative that allows Belarusian people to access uncensored, more truthful information. And that initiative is called Bielsat TV. Which, by the way, apparently one of the former owners of this TV station has known me from when I was very little. Because she knew my parents who were in the opposition in Poland, and she knew me since I was like this super small. But I don't remember her. So let's see. Belsat is a Polish free-to-air terrestrial and satellite television channel aimed at Belarus. The channel is a subsidiary of TVP SA. From the outset, it has been co-funded by the Polish Ministry of Foreign Affairs and international donors, which is pretty interesting, right? That the Polish government is basically openly funding a TV of the Belarusian democratic opposition. You have to admit that that is a pretty interesting thing to behold, right? Belsat broadcasts from the Astra 4A satellite, which covers the European region of the former USSR. In Ukraine, it is available on most cable networks. In Poland, it is carried by approximately 20% of cable networks. In Belarus, however, it is unavailable on cable or digital networks due to a ban by the authorities. I wonder why Belarus would ban access to free and uncensored information. I wonder why that would be the case. What a mystery. What a mysterious world we live in. Internet. The channel's programming is broadcast live via the Belsat EU website, YouTube, and Belsat Smart app from smart TVs. Meanwhile, the Belsat TV app for Android and iOS tablets and smartphones allows viewers to watch live and read the latest news with embedded videos. Audience. Television. According to sociological polls conducted for Belsat by MIA Research from April to May 2019, Belsat is watched by 13% of adult Belarusians. The brand's recognizability rose from 27 to 40% between 2015 and 2019. And who knows what changes could have happened from 2019 up to 2024. There have also been major changes in how the channel's output is watched. The traditional method via satellite receivers had been replaced by new technology. In May 2019, 85% of the MIA Research poll respondents declared they watched the channel's programs online, compared to only 18% via satellite dishes, 55% on computers and laptops, and 40% on smartphones. 8% of viewers were using smart TV technology, even though the channel's app had only just been launched at the time of polling. Apologies. 25% of Belsat's viewers were in favor of European integration in May 2019. The minority of 17% opted for further integration with Russia. Over half named Belarusian citizenship is the most important factor for determining identity and 20% local patriotism. 85% of Belsat's audience had a positive attitude towards Poland, while 50% associated Poland with Europe, 25% with prosperity, 22% with democracy, and 55% with shopping. The station has been created, designed in response to demand expressed in Belarusian democratic circles for a television channel independent of the Minsk authorities. I believe this is the person that might have knew me since I was little, but I'd have to double check. There's been a threat of closure. In March 2024, the Belsat Management Board was informed about the cut in financing from PLN 74 million to 40 million in 2024, which, according to Agnieszka Romaszewska, de facto meant the liquidation of the channel and the need to dismiss the team. A few days later, Romaszewska, the founder and director of Belsat, was dismissed from her position and dismissed from her job at TVP. That is a shame, if that's the case. But this is a big deal, this TV station. I hope it can continue because it's done a lot of good work. I mean, it still exists. It's just the budget is gone. Belsat's current strategic institutional partners. It has a lot of partners. Reception, Belarus. Like Alexander Lukashenko dubbed the project stupid and uncongenial. The Belarusian authorities' subsequent actions confirmed the political trend set by Lukashenko, resulting in 4 official refusals to register Belsat in Belarus. Since the channel has no accreditation, its journalists de facto face constant persecution while working in the country. They had spent a total of 225 days in detention and been fined 94,296 US simply for doing their jobs. So they get detained. In the fall of 2022, a criminal case for an interview with the channel was opened against Natalia Suslova, the mother of Belarusian volunteer Pavel Volat Suslov, who was killed in action in Ukraine. In January 2023, Daria Losik, the wife of Ihar Losik, was sentenced to 2 years in prison for an interview with the channel under a criminal article on promoting extremist activity. So there you have it. We've read a bit about Belsat, one of the ways in which Poland has been pretty officially supporting independent Belarus. And of course, the topic of independent Belarus has been a thing in this year's Ukrainian March on the 24th February. Yes, let's not forget about that. The topic of Belarusian independence has been an important part because independent Belarus is of course important to us in Poland, and it is extremely important for the people of Ukraine because we all feel a certain amount of solidarity in the face of the Russian threat, which is an unfortunate position to be put in, but you know, we don't choose our neighbors. We do not choose our geopolitical neighbors. That is not something that you can just choose. Yep. So we have talked about this, we have talked about that, we have done a little bit, we have had a bit of a talk, you and me. You being the audience, of course. The chat has been so quiet. It feels like the chat has been intently listening. I believe that everybody is watching and I don't know what and listening with intent. Hello, Rosie. So, how do we feel about the topics that we have just discussed? Do you have any questions? Do you have anything to sort of add from yourselves? Any questions? Any thoughts? Because this is a stream. A stream is a interactive medium, as we all know. A stream is an interactive medium, and so if I just talk and there's no back and forth between me and the chat, there's basically no point in this being a stream, right? I might as well, if it would be like that, then I might as well just pre-record a video offline and just upload it as a segment about Ukraine. But since this is a stream, yeah, Belarus is basically a Russian puppet state. Oh yeah, oh yes, it is. It very much is, and it has been aggressively and heavily Russified. In fact, let's look at some stats. While we're on the subject, let's look at some statistics. How many Belarusian people speak Belarusian? Let me see the wiki for Belarusian language. Because the stats are worrying. Let me just tell you that. Soviet Belarus. Let me see. Discrimination against Belarusian speakers because, Belarusians being discriminated against. Under the regime of Belarus current President Alexander Lukashenko, members of the Belarusian-speaking minority in Belarus have complained about the discrimination against the Belarusian language in Belarus. Despite the formally equal status of Russian and Belarusian, Russian is primarily used by the Belarusian government, and cases of discrimination against the Belarusian language are not rare. Imagine if you met with discrimination against the English language in the US. How would that make you feel? Let's imagine such a scenario. You're in the US and you're discriminated against for using English in certain scenarios. You'd be like, what? And rightfully so. You'd be like, huh? What the? So yeah, Belarusian is discriminated against in Belarus. I get the impression that many Polish people are embittered by the conflict in terms of refugees aid and general outlook on whether interfering is better or worse for the future of Poland. Actually, quite a lot of Polish people still think that aid is good. A number of Polish people that think Polish troops should be sent is actually growing. It's been 0% before, and it rose from 0 to 10%. So I would say, well, that's a growth, right? From 0 to 10. And as much as people have become a little bit embittered with refugees, I feel like for the most part, more Polish people than not still feel like it's a good thing to help, including me. And I have housed refugees from Ukraine. Just so you know, I did my part when it comes to housing refugees. And I have not complained once. Because I'm not a complainer. I'm not weak. I mean, in this case, it's good interventionism, let's be honest. I personally think that Poland should send troops. Oh yeah, there's a lot of racism in Poland, yeah. Correct, there's a lot of racism in Poland. I think I don't differentiate. I think all refugees should be let in, given opportunities, and helped, regardless if they are from Ukraine or Afghanistan or other places. But that's me. I'm a radical lefty. But at the same time, I'm a fake lefty. I'm a fake leftist. I'm a fake left-leaning person because I think absolutely that Poland should be sending troops to Ukraine. And if it's interventionism, then it's the right type of interventionism, okay? Poland should be supporting Ukraine in this war more than it is, even though Poland has been doing quite well in some aspects. For example, Poland has sent over 400 tanks to Ukraine. So it has sent more tanks than any other ally, it seems, it looks like. Which is interesting, isn't it? Poland has sent more tanks to Ukraine in form of aid than any other ally. Whew. Rinse it with water. If it's soapy, then it means that there's some residue washing liquid, and that's not good for you. You should wash it off. You should wash it off. So yeah, any other thoughts? Any other questions about what we've discussed? Anything else? It feels like Ukraine is treated as old news here, even though it never stopped being a dire situation. I mean, it's never treated as old news in Poland. Never, ever. I assume it's never treated as old news in England. England is pretty supportive of Ukraine. So that's also a fact of the matter. Wow. Oh. I've not heard of this. All right. So, let's see if you have any more thoughts. If you like, I guess I will ask, since I am in a little bit of an experimental thing, right? So I guess I will ask you a question, my dear viewers. Hold on. I've lost you. I look nice? It's because I washed my hair before stream. I have washed my hair especially for you. That's right. I've done it for you. It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure to wash my hair for you. But do you like me just talking like this when we discuss Ukraine and stuff like that? Do you just like me with full screen camera just talking about things? Or do you like to be bolstered with an article of some sort? I turn the question to you. Which one do you prefer? Is me sitting here talking, or me in addition reading out an article to you? Fine people. Fine people watching this humble little stream. I have been sharing the videos now. I've been sharing the videos now. I think I've been sharing I swear I thought I've been sharing the videos. I guess I'll have to add them in post. The participation is cool, but some more structure may be a game changer. What sort of structure would you like to see? I'm open. I'm open to suggestions because I am, in fact, oh my gosh, it's time for me to say it because earlier there was nobody here and now there's someone here. So I might as well say it. I am in my restructuring phase. I am doing a restructuring. I'm doing a restructure of the channel and a lot of cleanup to the computer, but that's neither here nor there. It was in the comic. It was in the comic today. I'm doing a restructure to the stream. We're gonna be sort of adding order to chaos. I'm thinking of introducing topical days. We are probably going to still be discussing daily news to an extent at some point of the streams, but each stream is going to revolve around a specific theme, topic, etc. So like, for example, Saturdays, I've already decided, will be dedicated to South Asia, and I will try to have almost every Saturday I will try to have a guest that will be able to talk to me, more knowledgeable on South Asia, right? And we're gonna have gaming days, of course. Maybe I'll even dedicate specific games to specific days, like specific titles. That's right. Also, thank you for the $15. That's right, organization arc. I'm hoping that will bring in some growth. So maybe we'll, of course, I'll still sprinkle in. If there'll be like super big news, I'll still be speaking about them, but it'll be more topical, right? Today is a game when we focus on this, and this day is a day when we focus on that. Today is I'm actually still thinking what days will be dedicated to what, like languages. I definitely want to dedicate some to languages. There will be days dedicated to art. Oh yeah, that's interestingly enough greater, right? And that is part of the restructure plan. It's not some secret plan, but if I dedicate specific days to specific things, I will be able to interact with different types of creators that deal with that specific thing, which means, and that is my secret hack, potentially, I hope, to growth, that I will be able to interact with different types of audiences that will tune in on different days. So I will be, and that also means, in theory, if I do that, and I'll be able to sort of, if I say this definitely happens on this day, this happens on this day, then I will be able to attract specific audiences to specific days. And that means that I will be potentially able to grow while at the same time not do drama. Boom. Bam. That is my road to success. Wait. Not even a little? No, why would I do drama? You want me to do drama? No. What? Gosh. Jesus. It's not good. You have different streamers that create the drama. I mean, I could. I actually have some avenue. No. Nope. We already have President Sunday going the route of the drama, which reminds me, I want to check. Oh, Bad Empanada has made a new video apparently. Maybe I should react to the same video that Bad Empanada has done. Jesus, Bad Empanada. So what do you think of the plan? What do you think of the plan? Now is the time for feedback. Now is the time. You might be big contributors to the change to come. Solid Snake. Sounds good. Being yourself is the secret sauce. Just gotta get you in front of more people. So what did you think of the things today? What did you think of the format of me just talking about happenings in Ukraine? Was that good? Was that interesting? Was that entertaining to you? Was that informative? Was that informative? Tell me, please. Tell me, please, please. Thank you very much. I have been trying. You like? Yeah, it was nice. It will become a segment. A nice segment, which of course I will draw the whole thing to. I missed most of, oh no. You have missed most of it. That is unfortunate. Speaking of which, I just saw right now that China is not happy with the US because the US has sanctioned how many companies? 42 Chinese companies, 42 Chinese, 63 Russian, and 18 from other countries. So Chinese companies have been sanctioned for supporting Russia. Long story short, China doesn't like it. China says that the US is being unfair, that the US is, let me look for some quotes. There's a statement from the US. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said, China is the top supplier of machine tools, microelectronics, nitroallulose, which is critical to making munitions and rocket propellants and other dual-use items that Moscow is using to ramp up its defense industrial base. In other words, China is helping Russia. And of course, China keeps denying it. No surprise there. China, of course, says, a spokesperson from the Ministry of China has said, we've got another quote to fall upon on here. I love quotes because it has something that we can sort of discuss. The US approach is a typical example of unilateral sanctions and a long-arm jurisdiction which undermines international trade order and rules, hinders normal international economic and trade exchanges, and affects the security and stability of global industry and supply chains. The US has repeatedly cautioned China against supplying items like machine tools and microelectronics to Russia, but it seems like, Russia has found it's not been that big of a secret that China has sort of been supplying it with stuff. It's not exactly been that big of a secret. It's sort of like with, to an extent, India, which has been saying all this time, we're being super neutral, we're not really on anybody's side, we're not really supporting anybody in this, but sort of, kind of, still doing business with Russia, so it's kind of a thing. And China also is we're not supporting Russia, of course not. Why? We would never. Huh? Trust us. It's just business. And of course, it sort of is as evident by the fact that over 40 companies have been sanctioned by the US. Despite its denial, Western nations claim that Beijing's sympathy towards Russia has been in the open since Moscow launched the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. So as I said, exactly as I said, has not been exactly a secret. It's been out in the open. I think we all knew that, especially since there's also been this whole talk that Russia has entered this little bit of a more subservient role to China, since China is the party that needs Russia is the let me put it in a different way that makes more sense. Russia is the party that needs more China more than China needs Russia, and so China is in a position that it can do business with Russia on a much more favorable terms than it would have if there were no war in Ukraine, which also means that many speculate that from the perspective of China, the war in Ukraine should go for as long as possible, because it allows China to reap the benefits, which are actually quite a few benefits from how Russia is conducting business with China, and from the sort of conditions placed on Russia, which I suspect that under different conditions, Russia would not be so eager to agree to, right? This would have been probably a different ball game, probably a different reality. We would have seen different relations, but we have the reality that we have. Russia, the Russian Federation, has chosen to invade Ukraine, and now it has to deal with being far more subservient to China than it probably otherwise would have liked to be. The call for secondary sanctions on non-Russian entities directly dealing with Russia has become increasingly louder in recent months, because of course these countries that still do business with Russia are fueling its war efforts, so of course there should be also sanctions that would dissuade them from continuing this practice of doing business that allows Russia to just bomb Ukrainian cities. Especially as we've talked about, it's sort of like you've definitely heard about this whole thing when Iran, like it has become like a really well-known thing that Iran has been supplying Russia with drones, right? That Russia has been attacking mercilessly Ukraine with the Iranian drones. Like Ukraine is very aware. I believe the Shahid drone is from Iran. Let me double check it. The Shahid drone, right? The Hesa Shahid 136, also known by its Russian designated Duran 2, is an Iranian design. Yes, right. Yes. How Iran's kamikaze Shahid drones. Yes, so there we go. There we go. I was, of course, correct. So, Ukrainian people dread the Iranian drones, and it sort of really is mind-boggling when Iran supplies Russia with those drones and then sends Ukraine a heartfelt, very warm, very wholesome, "Oh, Ukraine, happy Independence Day from us, from Iran." You know? How do you even react as Ukraine to something like that? To a country that sort of basically, we all know, basically is treated as an ally of Russia against Ukraine, and then it sort of sends this bizarre "Happy Independence Day, Ukraine." What do you do with that? I don't even know what to call it at that point. It's like a spit in the face, isn't it? Like a slap. Isn't it? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. fact, I think I can. Iran wishes Ukraine happy Independence Day. There we go. Ukraiński nacjonalni nowiny. Sky News. Iran congratulates Ukraine on Independence Day despite supplying drones to Russia, which basically I've already told you. The Iranian Foreign Ministry congratulated Ukraine on its Independence Day on social network X. At the same time, Iran has repeatedly supplied Russia with Shahid drones, which it uses to attack Ukraine. I want to see... Oh, there we go. I want to see the tweet. I want to show you the tweet, actually. It might be a worthwhile thing. Foreign Ministry, Islamic Republic of Iran. Might as well show you the tweet itself. The Islamic Republic of Iran congratulates the government and people of Ukraine on their Independence Day. And I'm really amused by the fact that readers added context they thought people might want to know. Iran is a key enabler of Russia's war against Ukraine, providing to Russia thousands of Shahid and other drones, drone production technology and training, artillery, shells, small arms ammunition, anti-tank rockets, mortar bombs, and glide bombs, all for use against Ukraine. I think this added context has added all of the context that we needed to see just why this little congratulation was ridiculous. Lucy, I am glad you're doing good today. I am glad that you are glad that I am doing good today. I am doing my best. I'm doing my best. I believe that, I guess, the beginning of the day sets the day. So my beginning of the day was very good, very nice in a certain way. So it has set the tone for the rest of the day. So I was able to do a lot. I was able to accomplish, plan. And with this plan, in place, we'll be able to grow the stream to unprecedented heights. Oh yeah, I woke up. I sort of read, I believe I sent a what was it? I believe I woke up, I sent a message, and then fell asleep. It's something like that. It was a thing. It was definitely a thing. It was an adventure today. So it started well, and it continued well. All right. Phew. You did try a new recipe for the potato thing. Potato, as I say. It's a potato situation. It's pretty good. Jesus. Oh man. Oof. Oh my gosh. Wait, what is this? Okay, I have to check something because I am perplexed. So-called alternative media. Oh my gosh. Tai makes DGG safer for women. Damn. ICO Rules has been really on that. Tyler, have you played the game? Thank goodness you're here. No, I have not. Imagination Scene. Wait, Imagination Scene, have you been here before? I'm sorry for asking, but your name seems so new here. Your name seems so new here. I'm not sure. You must have been here before, cause your picture feels familiar to me. But you are new. Oh, okay. How have you found this stream in that case? And also, what other streamers do you watch? That is what I usually ask people. They do. Oh, work. Well, I'm at work right now, technically speaking. So, you know, we all have our obligations. Once before, but not many times. I just saw you live, but it is late here, 1 a.m. It is 2:19 a.m. You're from England? So wait, how did you find this stream, and what other streamers do you watch? Do you watch any other streamers? Okay, Tim Pool, because it seems like Tim Pool. Jesus, Tim Pool. How depressing. Where's the... Tim Pool is just basically a right-winger, let's be honest. Black Americans reject Kamala Harris, said she was never part of the black community. Where's the... Okay, I wanna find the bit on Ukraine. There has to be more than that 40 seconds that have been posted on Twitter. Temple has 0 empathy for civilians. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna watch the... Unless somebody can find me more. Okay, I'm just gonna... Hold on, hold the plane. Hold the shop. What the hell's going on? I watch Mooncat. No, just this MTG loaner box. Found out as much recently. Big Match Studios, and I just noticed they are all British. Why don't you watch loaner box as much anymore? Let's watch that temple thing. Oh gosh darn. As I wanna. Oh well. I like my own post, of course. Of course, I'm gonna like my own post because I'm gonna boost it in the algorithm. All right, cool. Right, I'm gonna listen to this 42 minutes of Tim Pool being weird about Ukraine, I guess. Apparently, alternative quote-unquote media pundits are really weird about Ukraine, and it intrigues me. So let's watch. I'm intrigued in a very negative way. Okay, let's watch. Let's see. Apparently, what Tim Pool says here is indistinguishable from Russian state TV. I'm gonna be the judge. I'm gonna be the judge of whether or not this really is indistinguishable from Russian state TV. Well, listen, Tim Pool would have you know, Tim Pool would tell you that he is in fact not a right-winger. He is just a centrist. He is not really a right-winger. He's just a balanced, nobody's side guy. Right? Isn't he? Huh? Tim Pool? Reasonable, balanced guy? Let's listen. We all know that's bullshit, but let's listen.
They know it. But I don't know that it matters anymore. This is psychotic. Ukraine is the enemy of this country. Ukraine is our enemy.
What the fuck? What? This is unhinged. I'm sorry. Right off the... What the... Are you for real? This cannot be real. It's not even in my... I expected some weird, esoteric, centristy, maybe the US is supporting Ukraine too much. There are bad guys on both sides. Russia was provoked. Putin, NATO. Action breeds reaction. We cannot just say one side is the bad guy and the other side is the good. The usual. But no, we get a full unhinged rant about how Ukraine is the enemy of this country and psychotic. Like some sort of well, yeah, it does actually I do feel like I'm watching the English version of Russian state TV, actually. Yeah, that was actually spot on. I did not expect that, I have to admit. Does he actually believe any of this? I genuinely cannot believe that if he is stupid enough to believe what he is saying, or if he is that much sold out, or if he's just an idiot. Is he... I already said I call him an idiot 2 times. Is he that stupid? Is he that sold out? what other options are there? Or maybe he's so, well, there's a third option actually. He might be so fanatical that he actually might believe this stuff. Okay, let's listen to the rest. I expected something a little bit different, but here we are in US alternative media that tells you the truth. That the mainstream media won't. God, alternative media was a mistake.
Being funded by the Democrats. I will stress this again.
Funded by the Democrats, says the objective, totally not conservative Tim Pool, who's on nobody's side. Totally not. Of course. Total objectivity.
One of the greatest enemies of our nation right now is Ukraine.
I don't know. I honestly, I don't know how to approach this. Should I mug this and laugh? Or should I actually look at the influence and size of Tim Pool and be really, really disturbed by this? Because at the end of the day, I believe Tim Pool actually has a pretty big audience. Hold on. One moment. I actually need to check something because like this is really this is really disturbing actually. This is not funny anymore. I mean, this is ridiculous, but it's Tim Pool. What sort of numbers does Tim Pool bring in? 1.37 million subscribers. Let's see what sort of
Emory University.
Let's see what sort of views Tim Pool brings in on average. Actually, not that big. 8.4, 22, 32. I'm speaking thousands. 294,000. 20,000, 28,000, 29,000, 43,000, 147,000, 19,000, 13,000, 35,000. Yeah. He is bringing out those views. So yeah, I'm gonna choose to be disturbed by this because Ukraine is one of the biggest enemies of the US, the American. Why? What? And there's of course not gonna be any justification for this claim. None whatsoever. We're never going to hear any justification for this claim, for this ridiculous claim. But because, let me guess, because Ukraine retaliated against Russia in Kursk. Is that why suddenly it became the biggest enemy of the US? What's under his beanie? That's the real question. Ahead.
They are expanding this war. Now, don't get me wrong, I know. You've got criminal elements of the U.S. government pushing them and guiding them and telling them what to do.
As evidenced by what? There was absolute informational silence around the Kursk initiative. Absolute. The US government actually did not know what Ukraine was doing there. So what makes you think that anybody dictates Ukraine what to do in that regard? Also expanding the war. That's called retaliation. That's a normal part of warfare. If somebody invades you, you push back against them. And that also can include going into the enemy territory as well, of course. That has happened in basically all wars in history. One side invades the other side retaliates, and if possible, enters the enemy's territory. Of course, Like this has happened literally in all of wars in history. And now it's suddenly a problem for Tim Pool. Now suddenly our ally became, well, the US ally, became US's greatest enemy. This is some form of logic.
Ukraine is now accused, a German warrant issued for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline.
No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit, Tim Pool. That's bullshit, and you know it. That is not true. Let me hear this again. That is actually not true at all. This is so dishonest that I will have to listen to this again to make sure that he actually said what I said, what I think he said. Because this is dishonesty to the highest order. And once I listen to this again, I will explain why.
Now accused, a German warrant issued for blowing up the Nord. Ukraine is now accused, a German warrant issued for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline.
Okay, this is bullshit. Germany has not issued a warrant against Ukraine. I don't even know how you would issue a warrant against a whole country. I don't know how in Tim Pool's mind that would work. Germany has issued an arrest warrant against a person that happens to be Ukrainian. But even if a suspect, because at that point it's a suspect, an arrest warrant for is you get arrested and then you get tried and then it gets found out if the person is guilty or not. That is how it works. An arrest warrant does not equal a guilty verdict. I'm gonna have to put it out there for Tim Pool because Tim Pool does not seem to understand pretty basic things, so I guess I have to lay them out. Second of all, even if the suspect is Ukrainian, and this might be really shocking, this might be a really shocking revelation to some, but just because a suspect is Ukrainian, it does not follow that that person that happens to be Ukrainian was in fact working for the Ukrainian government. He could have been working for any government, in fact. He could have been paid off by anybody, any organization, any government, anything to do a thing. Right? So, going from Germany issuing an arrest warrant against a Ukrainian citizen, a person that is Ukrainian, is not the same as a country issuing a warrant against a country. I am glad that I could clear that up. I'm glad that I could explain why the thing that Tim Pool has just said is extremely, extremely stupid. Right? Is that clear for us all why what Tim Pool has said is extremely stupid? I'm glad. I'm glad I could be here to bring some clarity to the situation. I am glad. I am extremely happy.
In triggering this conflict.
What? Are you insane? Not even Russia has claimed that Nord Stream had anything to do with why the war had started. But I guess Tim Pool has now pulled a whole new reason out of his ass. Not even Russia had ever linked Nord Stream to the reason why the war erupted. It's just... That is what those people do. They just latch into anything, and say, yes, This is what triggered the conflict. This was the reason for the war. Just like that historian that I reacted to recently that basically said that Timothy Snyder was one of the causes of the Ukraine being invaded. So this is just...
Ukraine is the greatest threat to this nation and to the world.
I don't know how to react to this. This is so mind-bendingly stupid. This is such a stupid thing to say that I don't even know how to react to it. It's like saying, and I hate to go back to World War II again. People are sick and tired of that, but it's basically the equivalent of saying that Poland in 1939 was the biggest threat to the whatever England or the US and to the world. Are you okay? Ukraine is the greatest threat to the world? You cannot be serious.
We should rescind all funding and financing, pull out all military support, and we should apologize to Russia.
Oh my God! Apologize to Russia? Are you high? I cannot believe what I'm hearing. I think this, hands down, this is one of the stupidest things I have heard in a while. So what are you, Tim Pool? Are you stupid? Are you sold out? Or are you just a fanatic that actually believes this stupid... I mean, you'd have to be really stupid to believe this thing, so... Holy crap. I just don't know. This is... Ugh. I just don't know what to say. Germany has issued a warrant against Ukraine. Oh my God, my brain hurts. My brain hurts from this I'm oh. It cannot be. It was true. It really was exactly like watching Russian state TV. He would not look out of place. He would absolutely not look out of place among the Russian state TV pundits. That's for sure.
And they know it.
God. Oh yeah, and also Nord Stream exploded 6 months after Russia invaded Ukraine, so I'm not sure how... Whatever, I just... Oh my God. Sunday promised us horror and did a bunch of polls to determine it wouldn't build without delivering. I told him you were alive and he had horror, but he raided Queeman. Oh, Queeman. So basically, President Sunday raided the transphobe instead of the trans person. I just wanna note. I'm not gonna add any additional commentary. I'm just gonna say President Sunday, for whatever reason, I'm not gonna judge, has chosen to raid the transphobe over the trans person. Yes, he did. But I don't know why anybody would ever raid Queeman. I'm sorry. Not sure why you'd ever raid Queeman. I'm not gonna comment. I probably would never raid a transphobe. Maybe I'm just being silly. A silly little SJW. Who knows? Maybe I'm just being ridiculous. Have you seen his video Ukraine Lost from 2023? Tim Pool made a video called Ukraine Lost in 2023. I was not aware. I was not aware. Oh, these are really nice. I just saw the photo. Really nice. Although usually those are not the exact add-ons that you eat that with, but nice. Back in October, Jesus. I think it's more of a schedule thing, not the equipment, but just y'all's schedules don't seem to be in sync. But he said he's doing earlier streams now. Wait, what do you mean not in sync? He just finished and I'm still streaming. How is that not in sync? Listen, that's okay. I'm just gonna be silent. I'm not gonna say a thing. I am not gonna say a thing. I'm just gonna be a quiet little mouse. Okay? Quiet little mouse. Maybe your scene was starting around the same time he ends, it would be better. I don't know. Oh. I don't cover President Sunday much. So yeah. Everybody has Jesus. Why am I... That is so strange. It took me 6 hours to learn anything in Stormgate Part 1 by Day9 TV. 73,000 views 11 days ago. That is so sad. That is, in fact, very, very, very sad. Oh my god. Really? Tyler's critique of watches. Ico Rules is really on that Tyler thing. It's just on the Tyler grind. Isn't she? Alright, I guess that's all. That's all that I can, unless I think that's all I've got in me for today. Unless you want more. It's been 40 hours of stream. I think we've done a lot. Throwing shade today, are we, Lucy? Of course. I love throwing shade. I don't love throwing shade, but you know, it's I do what I gotta do. I just don't support transphobia, I suppose. Maybe. Okay. But I have to focus on the stream. I cannot go to other people's chats during my stream. I have to focus on you, the audience, and doing things better on the stream. Okay. I will provide you with even better things tomorrow, because it's my today and your tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow. I will see you. Yeah? Will do a job? Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope so. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. So if you can help, I will be appreciating. I'll see you. Good night. Thank you, Tai. Good night. Thank you for everything. Yeah, I have a lot of cleaning up to do. Okay. Good night.